Crescent Rose is a high-caliber sniper scythe from the show RWBY. It is the weapon of the main character, Ruby Rose, and it can transform between three forms: storage mode, a rifle mode, and a side mode. Now, looking at the official reference material, or images from the show, it becomes pretty clear that if you can tackle down scythe form, then you can get gun form and compact form no problem. But what's really interesting about this weapon is the fact that it's actually really realistic. The major motions, that is the extension here and the extension here, are actually really possible in our life. So the issue, though, becomes with the smaller details, like the end spike and the scope coming out here, and the tiny blades just popping out here. That's not so much. It's just a lot. And packing all that motion, the tiny ones, into something as small as this isn't quite realistic. But I'm not the only person to figure this out. You see, other people have done their own versions with the major motions. But my biggest issue with these is the fact that they only seem to go one way. That is, they can go from compact form to scythe form, or gun form to scythe form, but they can't go back or change freely in between the forms. That is, they can't seem to go back from scythe form back to gun form, then back to compact form, or go directly from scythe form back to compact form. So that is the goal. My goal here when I create Crescent Rose. I plan on making a Crescent Rose that will be able to freely move in between these forms. And with all the boring introduction things out of the way, we can finally get started. Alright, so what I have here are blueprints you can find online. I think a guy called Tatu Tetsu on DeviantArt has these up free for download. So the first thing I did was to go ahead and print these out and tape these together as instructed. And after that, I went ahead and traced out some of the parts we'll need, the skeleton, so to speak. So you can see here, I went ahead and cut, and marked out some pieces that we'll need, core pieces at least. So you can see here's the main skeleton at least, where we'll start. And we'll also need the blades as well, so we'll need some blade pieces. I've gone ahead and drawn those out here. Alright, so obviously the question then comes, well, what are we going to make this out of? Well, my prior experience tells me that aluminum is going to be the best for this, because in order to make things move, you need a really good strength to weight ratio, and with Crescent Rose being as big as it is here, we'll need something that has the best ratio, and aluminum is the best part. Now for the blades, it's really a question on if you want to make it functional or not, and if you want to bring it to conventions. Conventions will typically not let you have steel blades, so there's a big factor there, and with them upping the security checkpoints at each convention nowadays, it's really hard to go ahead and pass something like this with metal. But guess what? Who cares? I'm gonna do it out of aluminum. Alright, so the next step after I've gone ahead and drawn these things out is to cat these. The reason why I want to cat these is because trying to cut perfect lines out of metal is really hard. So we're going to go ahead and laser cut these pieces of aluminum, and that will get these nice and cut just through CAD. So lucky for you guys, I went ahead and already did all that. Oh, look at me. So here's some aluminum pieces that I've already gone pre-catted and cut already. So here's the aluminum ones. The blades, we're gonna hold them off. I've still got an order coming for them. They'll be 3D printed for now because, like I said before, steel blades at a convention, not happening. But aluminum, you just might be able to pass. Okay, so this is actually 2 pieces here. So we've got the core pieces at least, so we can have a starting point on where to start building this. So the next question here is figuring out, how do we start to make this move? Well, first things first, you gotta attach this to this, because otherwise it's not gonna, fall apart. So that's step 1. Step 2 is to figure out how this motion is going to work. Well, typically you want to do a circular motion, no sliding, because sliding on something this scale is really hard to do. So what we want is something like this here. So this is going to go ahead and rotate like so. Yeah, like that. So we're obviously going to need like a motor here, as you saw earlier in the GIF. And we'll also need a point of motion here, because if you've seen the video and media before, that Crescent Rose moves also, let me get this, like so, like this, this type of motion. So we'll need two motors for those 2 points of motion, and that is what we go ahead and figure out. So in my next video, I'll go ahead and show you on how I attempted that, and I'll tell you the results. Alright, catch you later.